Okay, variable. Variable refers to a characteristics or attribute of an individual or an organization that can be measured or observed and that varies among the people or organization being studied. A variable typically will vary in two or more categories or on a continuum of scores, and it can be measured. A variable is any characteristics, number, or quantity that can be measured or changed in a research study or experiment. A variable is something that can vary and it can take a different values for different individuals or situations. Types of variable: independent variable, the one you change or control; dependent variable, the one you measure, it depends on the independent variable; control variable, variables kept constant to ensure a fair test. For example, in a study of effect of sunlight on plant growth, independent variable, amount of sunlight, 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours; dependent variable, height of the plant; control variable, type of plant, amount of water, soil type. Also, we can define independent variable. An independent variable is the variable that the researcher changes or manipulates in an experiment to see its effects on another variable. The independent variable is the cause or input in a cause-effect relationship. It is what you control or change. It is manipulated by the researcher. It comes first in time. It affects the dependent variable. For example, in a study on how fertilizer affects plant growth, independent variable, type of amount of fertilizer used; dependent variable, plant growth measure in height or number of leaves. Dependent variables or dependent variable is the variable that is measured or observed in a study. It depends on the changes made to the independent variable. The dependent variable is the effect or outcome that you measure in response to the independent variable. It is not controlled by the researcher. It is influenced by the independent variable. It is result you observe or record. Example in study testing the effect of study hours on exam scores. Independent variable, number of study hours; dependent variable, exam scores. Control variable. A control variable is a variable that is kept constant or unchanged throughout an experiment so that it does not influence the outcome. It helps to ensure that the results are only due to the effect of independent variable. A control variable is something you keep the same in every part of your experiment to make it fair and reliable. It is not tested but must be controlled. It helps prevent confounding effects. It increases the accuracy and reliability of the experiment. Example in a study on the effect of different fertilizers on plant growth, independent variable, type of fertilizer; dependent variable, plant growth; control variable, amount of sunlight; type of soil, water given; type of plant. Control variables Control variables are the variables that a researcher keeps constant in experiment to ensure that the outcome is only affected by the independent variable. Control variables are factors in a study that are not being tested but are kept the same to ensure a fair test. Why control variables are important? They help isolate the effect on the independent variable. They reduce the risk of confounding variables, things that may confuse the results. They make the experiments more reliable and valid. Examples, study questions. How does the type of fertilizer affect a plant growth? Independent variable type of fertilizer, dependent variable plant growth, example height or number of the leaves. Control variables, same amount of sunlight, same type of plant, same pot size, same amount of water, same type of soil. These control variables must stay the same for all plants in the experiments.